Managing Director of IT services company called VertexOne. I must say I'm a first generation entrepreneur, and before this I used to work for IT corporates, and I moved out in the year 2017 after working for about 17 years, and I co-founded Different Tech Solutions with my wife, who is my partner in business.
My name is Turkada Shetty, and I'm the co-founder and CTO of Prime Software Technologies. We are based out of Bangalore, Noida, Middle East, and headquarters in the US. We mainly cater to healthcare systems. We have a large customer base in the US and Middle East. Then the second sector which we cater to is the manufacturing and also the distribution.
Very good morning everyone. My name is Roy D'Souza. I am a co-founder of a lifestyle company which is based on technology. My company's name is Homatify Technologies Private Limited. We observe that most of us are living an outdated lifestyle. For example, if you want to turn off this fan, you have to move towards a switch. If you have to open your gates, you have to go towards the gate, open it, and suppose if it is raining, first you have to search for an umbrella and then run towards the gate. So what we do is we enhance your living experience through smart home products.
My name is Aaron Rego, and I'm the youngest one here. And I'm 15 years old, studying at Holy Family School, Suratgarh. I'm the founder of Flowy Corporation Worldwide. We are a micro version of Tata Consultancy Services. We provide software development consultancy services, application design services, and much more. And we plan to be the next conglomerate of the startup ecosystem. And in the future, we are looking forward to incubate the futuristic companies of India. Yeah, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Divya D'Souza. I'm a partner in M. D'Souza Caterers. We are a catering firm that has started in 1925, and my husband and I are currently taking over it now. We also have a brand of ready-to-eat, eat products called Cheek. So that's one part of what I do. I'm also the president of Evolve, it's a women entrepreneur association in Bangalore.
My name is Amrita Nayak, and yes, I'm into media services, digital marketing. Thanks to COVID, it's given me a lot of scope of business to move into foray into digital marketing and social media marketing, and that we now know that our country is moving towards a better digital literacy and business is more on the digital platforms. So here I am to help a lot of entrepreneurs.
I'm in the business of clean. Naturally, I make natural bath and body care products myself. I focus on local ingredients and keeping the rest to a minimum. Other than fragrance, I don't use any other chemical in the products that I make. My line includes soaps, deodorants, body butters, and many more. My brand name is Native Aura and my name is Vaishnavi. Thank you so much.
My name is Dishant, and I have done my graduation and schooling from Bangalore. I'm an MBA from NITK and also pursuing my double masters executively from Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. Now since last 6 months I quit a company and have stepped into my new startup, that's Techer. Techer will basically focus on various aspects of tech, experience, design and digital.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Naresh. I'm director of Workspace Private Limited. We are into several different business verticals. One being business registration, so wherein we help businesses, startup, and several different licensing certification processes. We are into ISO certifications. We are into IT services. We are specialized into intellectual property rights such as trademarks, copyrights, design registrations. We are also into import and export management systems. So this short introduction about us.
My name is Aditya Rai, and I'm actually not working. I'm a student. I'm a student of NITK Institute of Communications, where it's like we are made to learn different aspects of media, advertising, and maybe journalism and all that stuff. So we have a newspaper called the Fourth Estate, and that's where we usually go around the city, get attend some events, get some news, interview a lot of people. Like I just met this guy, he's really interesting, and I'm kind of shy.
I'm Abhishek Shenoy. I'm a software developer. recently interested towards agriculture, so doing something for, there was EdTech, there was all this, I thought I'd do agriculture with technology. And then I also build a lot of apps, so help all my friends or business owners. I was just curious about how will you look at technology for your business? How are you using it, or how would you like to use it? Because I have one of my friends who does the same, and we are planning on an app which can help you out. So yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Suman. I have a page called Xmangler. So we are into digital marketing and all that. So Vertex is one of our clients, and also I've been fortunate enough to be called by Avatar Hotel to do some videos and photos as well.
Hello everyone, this is Nikhil Kamath from Foxwell Productions. Foxwell Productions is a small video production agency that I started when I was in college. So now we are shooting with, I'm happy to say that we're shooting with Disney Plus Hotstar, and we're working with Tiger Shroff. And later we also, we wanted to go beyond that. So then we got into the food industry. It's been 1 year now, and it's a learning process. I'm learning. Thank you.
I'm Abhinav Bansal, Managing Director of Brightflex International Private Limited. So we are into manufacturing of PP woven bags for cement, fertilizer, for jumbo size bags also, 1 ton, 2 ton bags. We have our office in Vertex, second floor. We have been here for 1 year and very happy to be a part of it, enjoying the space. Our unit is located in Padbidri, and we have been a 35-year-old company. And we have other companies as Satyam Flour Mill, that's a wheat flour mill business in Kerala, and windmills we have having for generating power and getting it back in Bangalore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, is there anyone from the audience who want to know more about Shanker Vittal Group? You're open to raise your questions and get the insight from sir.
So I'm sure you would have had some challenges, some learnings from your transition from what you were to what you are doing with the hospitality. So could you share some of your insights and your learnings while you transition from the transportation business on a physical level to the emotional level that you were referring to?
So it's quite common in family businesses to be parachuted to the top. So by qualification of being the child of a previous leader, you are automatically bestowed with leadership. Fortunately for me, that was not the case. When I finished, I think I didn't cut back into some background, which we should have done in the beginning actually. Is that I studied here in Mangalore Physics. I went to Shanker in Manipal for 4 years. In my 10th, I studied in Bangalore for my 11th and 12th. I did engineering in electronics and communication from Dharwad as my qualification. And then I came back here to work for the company. The company had already more or less wound down the bus business. Since 1985, over 10 years, gently, every year, 5 buses, we got rid of them. And so we were sitting on a lot of the real estate that the bus company needed to run its operation. We basically were the bus stand in most of these towns. So they had to be developed, they had to be, but it was not aggressive development. We used to do one project a year. It's quite easy. My father was handling it then, and he was quite competent at what he was doing. So I wasn't adding any value at work. I remember going to work at 9 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock I look at the watch and say, now what? There's nothing to do. I mean, basically, I have no role. I'm 20 something years old. Just go out, meet friends, hang out, waste time. That was what I was setting myself up. I would have probably had liver cirrhosis if I had stayed in Bangalore. So I said it's time to get out. And I asked my father to call somebody who was a family business but who would have corporatized nicely. So he called in a favor with Sundaram Motors. I went and worked for their Bangalore operation. I was in sales for automobiles. So for 2 years I enjoyed that very difficult business. I have great admiration for our former group companies like Mandavi Motors and Kia and all these guys, how they run it. It's very, very tough business. And so then I felt that because of Sundaram's experience, I felt like I didn't know enough about how corporates work. I don't understand fundamental principles. So I started doing research on any good program that would teach me how to shape family business as a corporate firm. And that's when I ran into SPG's program. I met a professor at a party once, and he told me about the program. It was very interesting. So I applied and I got in, and I did an 18-month program. the final year of your, the final semester of your MBA, you have to write a presentation and a business plan. So at that time, because I was staying in Bombay for 1 week every month, I was constantly challenged by good hotels that would fit my budget. The five-star hotels are not affordable when you have to stay for 18 months for 1 week at a time. It's just too expensive. And the bad hotels are so bad that you feel very uncomfortable. You can't sleep. So why we can't have better management for a well-built asset? The problem with hotels is people can build hotels, but they can't operate them. They don't know how to hire the right people. They don't know how to put out the right food. So why can't we be the layer of service that hotels can borrow so that we can run their operation for them in a well-established manner? Teach them where to fix the building and then hire the right people. So become a management company, hotel management company. Like you have the Lemon Tree or the Taj. Most of them don't own the hotels. They run hotels. Taj in Mangalore is owned by the Yenopayagod. But Taj runs it for them on a management contract. That's what we built. We built a hotel company completely by coincidence because of a unique pain point. I had to pick a topic and that was the topic because I was feeling that pain at that time. And most businesses are built on a pain point that you need to fix. And now it sounds like a common idea because of OYO and the likes. But back in 2007 or 8, I think Ginger was the only affordable hotel brand of standards. And Lemon Tree had just opened maybe 4 or 5 hotels back. So we were the third hotel company to open and we did very well for ourselves. You may not have seen mango hotels that much, but in Gujarat, Rajasthan and North India we were quite, we were in all the major towns. We had a few in Bangalore, we had a few in Hyderabad. And so, when you understand a business so well, that's when you feel like, it was a matter of time before I had to come back to Bangalore. The clock was ticking. So I knew I had about 10 years to do my own life before I come back. And so my training happened on the ground in a business that was not my family's business. The hotel company I ran in Bombay, I started with 3 lakhs of capital and I raised over 10 crores for it from investors over time. I was a minority shareholder within 3 years of opening it because I was raising so much capital, I had nothing in it. So I was getting diluted day in, day out. And by the time it was 5 years old, the fund owned the company. I was basically an employee of my own startup. For the last 3 years, I was drawing a salary. I hardly had any equity. And that's why I left, because salaries can't change your life. But equity in a new business or a nice business can change your life.
Okay, I think we have a question.
Yeah, question is more towards your, you said corporatizing your family business. So this transition from a family-owned business to a corporate is very uphill task in my view, because a lot of these employees of your family-owned business would be people whose arms you would have, they would have carried you in their arms, right, when you were a little child, and they would have grown with the company and they would have been loyalists to your family. Now transitioning them, their mindset from what they were when you were a family-run business, where there is lack of dedicated ownership of tasks or accountability or many things. So that transition would have been really a challenging part in my view. I don't come from a family-owned business, but that is where I know people who have been struggling to transition their family-owned business into a corporate. So how do you achieve that as a part of not wanting to sabotage what is already there because they have built the whole family business, but at the same time you want to bring them on board into your vision, your view, your ideas of how a corporate should run. So how did you do that transition? How do you handle that so that you have their experience with you and at the same time you bring the best of the corporate world also into your organization?
Excellent question and great intuition on your part to ask that when you don't have family business background. Because very few people realize that this is one of very, very challenging jobs. In fact, it's so challenging that in SPGL, when I was doing my MBA, they had started an MBA program for seniors of companies to teach them to allow the children to come out. Can you believe they had a program just to teach the fathers to take a vaccine and let the sons go forward? This is such a big barricade. With me, there were 2 unique things that made it easier. One, I proved myself with my own capital, not with the family's capital. I went to Bombay, I built a business from scratch. In 10 years, it was a 35 hotel chain that nobody from my family could believe that it had grown so much. and we were doing 50 crores a year in fee income. Not even, we didn't own the hotels, we just in fees we were doing 50 crores a year when I left the company. And last 3 years I was there continuously against global grades like the likes of Marriott's and Sheraton's. We were getting ranked as the top 5 hotel opening and hotel signing company in India. So we were doing a lot of deals every year. So when I came back, I already had credibility with my family. They knew that I wasn't, that I was ready. They trusted that I knew what I was doing because I had 1,250 employees there. My family business had 20 employees there. So they knew I would be able to manage this. But also in the pandemic, my father took a backseat. He took a drastic backseat. He stayed at home. He didn't come back to work like he used to before. So in an unplanned way, I got a lot of freedom. The old employees resisted. They didn't like how much loans I was taking. When you want to build a hotel, you got to borrow. And loans don't worry me because I've done it so many times in the past. I've handled loans for each hotel owner to borrow. A hotel borrows 50% of our capital it requires. So loans, those numbers don't scare me because I've seen people borrow. I've seen people successfully pay it back. But my family people haven't seen loans in crores and they're like, what is going on and why is he borrowing so much? And we've never had debt in our life. Suddenly we have so much debt. But in 8 months, when the loans get paid by the hotel itself and nobody else is funding it, when you say, why do you hire 100 people? You need 100 people to run a hotel. Why should you pay so much salary to Imran? What does he do that? We all get a few thousand, he gets a few lakhs. How is this happening? So over time they realize, they see how much Imran does, how many people are coming in, how many cars come to parking. Even a simple thing like the old guys, they had a little garage inside. I even kept a car wash for that reason. And they don't feel like I'm cutting them off from that one thing that they like to do. One of the guys runs that temple which is a part of the complex. I improved the temple, I put new granite flooring, I put new rain curtains on it. Suddenly he's very happy, he got what he wanted. So you got to understand what is the motivation and needs of each person and sort of make sure that you don't isolate him in the process of transition. But out of 10 guys, there will be one guy, no matter what, he will be a naysayer. He will look for your failure. Those people, you won't believe in 10 years of running a hotel company, I never fired a person. But somebody I didn't like almost knew when to leave the company. So there's a way that people who don't belong in an organization come to know that they not belong there and they will go on their own. Because they say as a person, if you hang out with 5 people, you become the average of those 5 people. As a company, if you hang out with 100 people, you are the average of those 100 people. If you have too many bad people in the 100, you are dragging down your entire team. The minute you keep improving the quality of your 100, you are improving the quality of the entire 100 people. I'm happy to say, I think, I don't know, Imran might have a better view on it, but I think 8 or 9 out of every 10 of the old employees are on board. And I think they believe in the new team. They know why they pay more to certain people. They understand now that money is not related to time put in, but to outcomes achieved. And they can see the outcomes achieved by the new people. They're doing a hell of a good job.
Yes, I've been at Avatar and the chai biscuit and the coffee concept there. They just line there for hours and having a conversation is the best thing to do. Walk in there.
I hope nobody came and told you that you have to leave if you don't have it.
No. In fact, they keep coming asking for refills of coffee and they offer the way. It's a very nice
That's not me, that's Imran.
We haven't seen him that now, but that he's the man behind. We'll be looking out for you there. So, what impressed me the most is a lot of corporate, even if it's family business, they are always looking at sustainability as a CSR. But seeing your passion, because I think you've been speaking for quite some time now and you've been stressing on how important sustainability is and the environmental concerns that you've been talking about. I mean, it's coming from a generation like yours and from a family business background is going to really make an impact because I think that's going to be a motivation for a lot of other businesses and people to understand how important it is and how essential it is. So I'd really like to compliment you and I'm very glad that you're bringing this up and you've been speaking about it. Secondly, I would like to ask you about, you said, I know that you're banking on relevance most of the time, but like you said, your passion is, you're more into marketing. So you have an amazing voice, I'm sure your marketing is done with half the voice there. But then again, how is your perspective on marketing? How are you looking at selling something? Is it because you're handling multiple sectors of business? So marketing is different for different businesses, different areas. So how are you looking at marketing? What's your funda per se is what I was trying to do.
I never use the word funda. It's one of the words I hate the most. It makes me cringe when I hear it. But thank you for reminding me. I haven't heard it for a long time. So coming back to sustainability for a second, many people don't do it because they think they can't do justice to it. They think they can't do it properly. We don't do it properly at Avatar. It's not a sustainable hotel. It will not match what the ITC does with the Koinur, for example. But it's sustainable. The building was already there. We had to modify it. While doing it, we put in a bunch of solar panels on the top. How much of a roof we had, that much solar. We could have done more. But today about 12-15% of energy is solar. 15%. We had to invest one time 4-5 lakhs to put in a bottling plant. It's a touch-free, sanitizing, refilling plant. It occupies this much space. We sell water made in-house. We don't have those plastics at all. Those glasses are perfectly safe. They are sanitized in boiling water and they are filled hands-free. Nobody touches it with a hand when it gets filled. And we did this during COVID. When we did the interiors, there was a lockdown going on. I don't know many people realize it's very difficult to build a hotel during two lockdowns. Because most supplies from China were not on the card. In the process, we ended up sourcing locally. It was not the plan, it just happened. But once we realized that the advantage it had, we got behind it even further. We used about 25% of our furniture is made with old Shanker Vittal furniture. We had one company that if you have 800 buses, you'll have 1,000 clerks in the office. And those 1,000 Bata chairs were lying there in the storeroom. We polished it, we didn't polish it, we stressed it, and we painted it and we put it inside the rooms. Everything we had in stock, we finished. If we ran out of it, only then we bought something new. So we didn't buy any new furniture as far as we had furniture in our stock. These are all small efforts which are recycling and reusing what's already made. So you don't put carbon emission out there to produce something new which you don't need for a very frivolous reason. And so we did as much as we could and we're happy with that. If people realize that even a small gesture helps, then more people would. The problem is people create sustainability such a halo thing that people get daunted to even try it. It's not necessary to be perfect. One thing, if you just stop plastic, that itself is a huge victory for an organization. The Marriott did it last year, 1 full year after we did it. Am I right? And that was not in every hotel. So, shampoo and conditioner in the hotel room, how terrible a waste is that? Every time a guest goes, you throw out a bottle of that. Are you crazy? Why would somebody do that? It's completely unacceptable. All you have to put is a dispenser in the wall that you can fill up once a month. It's so easy to do. And my wife is a big proponent of sustainability. She's so careful at home. It kind of rubs off on the entire. We recycle our all the decoration we do for Diwali, for Christmas, is all made from trash. Every piece is made from. We took old wood and made a Christmas tree out of wood and put it up. And that I will give credit to my wife. She has amazing ability. She collected old light bulbs from the storeroom, put a copper wire around its neck, made it stand on itself on a table, and put a money plant inside it. That's our decoration. It's a 4-star hotel. A broken light bulb is our decoration. So it's just somebody taking the effort to do with your hands what you would just go and buy off the shelf. All you have to say is, I'm going to try. And even today she fights with the team. Every time they buy something new, she gets absolutely upset with them. She says, I have this, I could have done it. Please tell me what you want, I'll make it for you. She made tablecloths for me from old bedsheets the other day. I wanted for my Italian festival, I wanted white tablecloths. And I was raising the purchase order. Next day evening, there were tablecloths on the table. I said, Isne Karida? She's like, no, I have bedsheets which are going to be thrown out. I saw the ones which are in best condition, wash them and I made tablecloths. That's all you need to do. You need to keep reusing what you have. Sorry, I forgot your main question. Marketing. Coming back to marketing, I'm not an expert. Like with food and beverage, I'm not an expert. With Mango Hotels, I didn't do food and beverage. For 3 years, I outsourced it. Later, we insourced it because outsourcing never works. And we just did enough to be, people should not complain about the food. That was our objective. We would say it like that. But that was internally our objective. That घर का खाना जैसे होना चाहिए. But with Avatar, I had to learn about food from scratch. And food is very complicated. It's very easy to think you're good at it. But food has so many dimensions. And you might be good in the front end. But to be also good in the back end is very difficult. Doing food is easy, making money on food is very difficult. Let me put it that way. And to do it consistently. Same with marketing. We started the hotel with marketing that we knew. So rooms was a old business, we know it very well. It's a distribution business, not a marketing business. We just do enough stories to put it out there, sorts of content. But with food, we had to do a lot. There are one or two things which I think have changed forever. If you don't have a story to tell, if you are a regular 3-star hotel and there's nothing to talk about in your operation, there's nothing interesting, it's very hard to market. Because today marketing has moved to storytelling. And if you can't tell a story out of what you've done, it's very, very hard to market. There is no watching value to it. Nobody will watch your content, and therefore the story will never get told. It's very important to have some storytelling within the company in some aspect. Either you must stand for the social cause, or you must have a very nice office, or you must have a very good staff policy that you pay for all your staff's children's marriage. Something must be there that you need to have a story to tell about. If there's no story, there's no marketing. Simply not an event. Secondly, for small and boutique, for lifestyle, for food, for several of these sort of touch and feel things, marketing has moved to Instagram. It's the place where you get good following and people who are really interested in what you have to say. Platforms like Twitter and Facebook are completely gone as far as marketing is touched up. It's completely worthless. I get less than 1 or 2 good hits on Facebook per month of anything interesting. On Instagram, there are constantly people who find us who are very interested and talk to us all the time. Thirdly, for example here, we started with Instagram, and with Instagram we have a certain following. This following came from people that I would have known, people that some of the people who work with us would have known. It gathered something, but in the end it doesn't penetrate beyond the top 2-3% of the people around you. So you can't go mass. So we did billboards. I don't know if you've seen the lot of billboards around the city. Nice billboards. Yeah, so the billboards help because it sort of reminds you that this place exists. You'll be thinking about having a party with your friends. You haven't decided where. But that time, if you pass that billboard, and lucky enough that you see it, then you might think about us. And you may not take an action then, but subsequently, when you think about doing the billboard helps, it reaches a larger audience. And I think the radio spots are really helping now. Bangalore has only one radio channel that's really well heard. And so if you're there at least once an hour for 10 hours a day, at some point somebody will hear you. I think with the last 3 events since October, we have walked into our restaurants and seen faces that there are times when we didn't recognize one person in the room. That means it's some completely new audience that's coming through. And that's nice for us because somebody comes once, if we do our job correctly, they will come back. We have a good amount of repeat business. We launched a loyalty program for dining, where every time you dine with us, you earn avatar coin. And at some point, you're allowed to spend that avatar coin also, India coin. So, I think marketing is more organic. You can have a plan, it may work, it may not work, but if you find that something is failing, like when we first did events, we couldn't fill up the room. We would spend a lot of energy on marketing, but we couldn't fill up a room. We couldn't understand whether it was price or whether it was people not knowing. But since we started some of the more massy things beyond Instagram, like billboards and radio, we've been able to fill the room and we still charge the same. So it's not about price, it's just that we didn't reach enough people. In the end, marketing is what you do in terms of your delivery of service. The only reason we spend money on talking about it is to speed it up. If I keep the hotel open for 3 years and not talk about it, it will still do the same, but it will take 3 years to do it. My objective was to do it in 6 months, and therefore we took the effort to market heavily. But you can't sell a product that won't sell itself. In the end, if your product can't sell itself, if people can't use it and then tell people about it, it's very hard to grow the business. You can put as much money you want behind it, but it's not going anywhere. It's going to be like it's not being recorded, but like recently, hotel chain is trying to go public. And you keep on putting dollars into selling it, but you stay there are cockroaches in the room. Why the hell would you go back? It's pointless. It's just burning investor capital. You need to be able to deliver, and so I tell our team all the time. Rajesh just joined us for food and beverage. I tell Rajesh, I'll bring them in once. After when they come back, it's up to you. that is marketing. Your marketing is the review that I get on Google. So that guy will definitely come back if you enjoy it. And we try to keep an open community. We're not very formal with our guests. My staff are professionals, they get paid a salary. They are as hardworking people as the people who come to eat inside. So we have a eyeball-to-eyeball conversation with them. We talk to them naturally. We don't do the whole extensive service like namastars, and we don't do that. We are like your neighborhood place. You come in, you are friends with us. We talk to you. Talk to us and we talk back to you. And I keep teaching our people that you don't need to have a practice conversation. Talk English. Talk Kannada, Tulu mix. It doesn't matter. Talk whatever you can talk. Just communicate. Don't keep quiet. That's the only thing you can do wrong is to keep quiet. And so, marketing is not the role of a department. It's the role of every single person. In fact, marketing is the only job of the leadership. Everything else should be processed. Only marketing requires constant adjustment, constant evolution, whatever tools are available, you can start using them.
Any other questions?
A few things that I noticed is just because you focus a lot on culture and things like that. How do you look at organic, using of organic vegetables or organic products so that the mindset of people telling why do you have food outside, it is unhealthy. Because that theme is there. Like when I ask mom, she'll be like, where did you eat your food? I'll probably say I cooked at home. She feels that is, when I have at home, it's healthy. And when I say I have it at hotel, she'll tell your health will be ruined soon. So don't do that. So what is your aspect in changing, or what is your take on that?
It's one of the most opaque areas, quality of hotel food. So many people ask us why we are pricey. We're not pricey, first of all. We might be a 10% premium to some of the good restaurants in Bangalore. The intention is not to filter or to be premium. The intention is we won't put certain things in our food, we refuse to put them. And if you don't put them, the cost is going to go up. For example, I tried 7 paneers before I finalized our paneer. And I'm not a food expert. It's just the way it feels, whether it tastes good, where it comes from, who makes it, how do they make it. That process takes time to figure out. We started with Nandini paneer. It is hard. You used to Bombay's in the paneer and Delhi paneer. You can't eat that paneer. It's just like thermocol. We finally found a small batch supplier who makes in a very clean environment. It's extremely soft, very well done. We were prepared to make paneer. But if somebody could prepare it, then we were prepared to take it from them. Just as we were taking the decision to make our, we started doing research on making paneer inside. And while we were doing that, we met the supplier and he solved our paneer problem. If he does, then it's well and good. When you make bread, you can make bread in a few minutes, or you can make bread overnight. There's a difference in what you put in the bread to do the two. So I can do bread on demand, but it's bad for you. You eat that bread, and something is going to happen sooner or later. But you proof it overnight, you allow it to go through its natural fermenting process. It's much better. Our pizza dough sits for 3 days sometimes. 72 hours of sali. So, the minute you control, if you come to our kitchen, you will hardly find any tastemakers, any coloring agents. They don't exist. If you need a color, we will cook the vegetable of that color and put it inside. That's how color comes to our food. If you eat the law of food, morning, afternoon and night, for 10 days in a row, you still won't feel that food. You won't feel it, an effect on your body. And that's what we want to put out. We want to put out good food because life is short and you can't waste it. You can't create food that you have twice and it takes such a toll that it's like destroying your own customers, is it not? Why would you put something in a customer's stomach if you want him to come back? That's very short-sighted. The minute you do that quality, the problem with organic is it costs money. It costs money because it's not mass, it's not factory produced, it's handmade, somebody grows it, somebody takes care of it, they have a cost, they pass on that cost to you. I have to pass on that cost to you. But in the long term, if you're not trying to serve food to the whole city and if you're trying to serve food to the conscious, avatar customer is the conscious because they care about the same things we care about. Those who don't care about it and only care about how much it costs will not come to us. They will not come to us. We have no problem. We get banqueting requests for 500 rupees a plate. We say no. Because for 500 rupees I can give you only dog food. I can't give you human food. The minute I add the cost of the ingredients, it's going to be a certain amount. And that's the minimum amount we do. And we don't like to do mass weddings because mass weddings are price sensitive and we can't do it. There are other people who are prepared to do it, let them do it. We leave that market. In business, it's as important to say no to business as it is to say yes. You should know when to say no. I don't want to do this. Please give it to someone. Somebody says the person is giving me 550. No problem. I never pressurized everyone to take business that is under our benchmark. Because we can't serve the whole city. We are not that big. We are a boutique hotel. We can serve 10,000 people in India. We serve those 10,000. That's fine. And as far as organic and handmade is concerned, I think after the pandemic, the momentum is well and truly behind us. Even in hospitality, since the pandemic, the brands, hotels have only been working for wedding business. For all private leisure trips, people are finding small and boutique. Small and boutique is more popular than ever before. And if you have a good Instagram account, there's a good chance you get found and people will come and tell that story. You need to give people fodder for Instagram. You understand what I'm saying? You need to give them fodder for Instagram. That means if they come in and they're keen to share all your experiences, you must give them enough content to be able to. And the days of me marketing me are over. Now you have to market me. You come and stay with me, you market to her, she markets to him, he markets to somebody else. People don't believe brands anymore. They believe they are friends. If the brand takes care of your friend will then market it to all their friends. Because word of mouth is it used to take years to get word of mouth. Now thanks to social media, it takes days to get word of mouth. Something interesting happens in Bangalore. 5 days, I think when Avatar opened, everybody knew. In a month's time, everybody knew. And that was not a location that people drive past every day like this. It's still in a cul-de-sac. And so, getting that word out, you take care of a few people and they will spread the word for you. That's a big change as far as marketing is concerned. Marketing has moved from brand to customer, it's moved to peer to peer. And now today you just have to give good service and you'll get found out matter of time.
Any more questions?
Building a community. We see, Vertex now conducting a startup meet, or in Avatar we see a lot of initiatives, a lot of activities that have been conducted as a community. We want to create that community. What keeps this consistent plan or plan of action to keep the community activities more consistent? Or you talk about community. I had this thing where people talking about having this continuous events and having people to keep intact, keep in contact. Now for me that is important. Now even the youth culture, my younger generation I see, those aren't aware about the community. Now what keeps you going? What makes that consistent thing of having this community programs around, and how do you see it going forward? So that's something. I know you had that point told, right, community. So for that, I wanted to take your point of view or understand from you what the community activities are going moving forward and how to keep it consistent.
I'm not an expert. I'm learning from the last 2 years. Food and beverage, marketing, community building. These are intuitions that you get that you need to work on it. And you need to know why you're doing it. But beyond that, there's no one formula. We are touching and seeing how it feels. We're dip testing. For example, I don't like to talk about some things like this, but I have to give you an example. So we hired this girl called Satya, who runs our community building. Everybody in the office has a designation. He's the general manager, somebody is the food and beverage manager. Satya is the one person in our company who has no designation. She is the rest of Avatar. You understand what I mean? What nobody is ready to do, Satya will carry. And very difficult to find a person like that. And I had some partners with me when I started. Many of them warned me about Satya. They said don't give her so much importance and she will hijack your whole program and she will do this and that. Satya has been one of my finest finds. In fact, I'm going to write an article about her as a new position called the local resident in a hotel. I think every hotel should have a local resident, which means there's one person from the local community who lives in the hotel who creates interface between the hotel and the city and the hotel. It's such an important role. And I didn't know about this when I hired her. She hired a simple thing. She had to manage some artists for singing. But when a person does a certain job, they evolve into becoming the person that they can and that you want them to be. So when you like something, you give them something else to do, and you give them something else to do. And Satya became a critical central position in this hotel. It's a very off-books position. When I say, you see a hotel hierarchy, you never find that position. It exists here because of the community initiatives that we're trying to build over here. And the same previous partners didn't like that we were paying money to artists. We pay money to our artists. I think some of the very young people seek for food, but a lot of the artists who come back, especially weekends, they get paid. They get paid quite well to sing for 2 hours. And 200 people, different people have sung at the Avatar till now. And then people will say like, why are you spending money? You're wasting money. They have sung to empty rooms. The beginning first few months, our artists have stood there and sung to empty chairs. But we never stopped. And I was very convinced. We reduced the number of days, I think. We used to do it every day. I toned that down a bit. But we continued. And today we each have a following. When one artist sings, there's a gang of people who come for that artist. They have their favorites. When you're ready to persist through non-successful days, but become so dependable that people know you're going to do it whether or not it works, at some point people start believing and start participating. Sancha asked me yesterday or the day before, there's a carol singing group, Ladies Circle of Mangalore, and they'll be singing door to door the whole day, they'll be very tired. Can we do dinner for them? I said, absolutely. Let them sing the whole day. The last gig will be at the loft, on the stage, I'll get on the stage. Monday nights we do jazz and blues. Instead, this Monday will be carol singing. Why not? We live in Mangalore. Carol singing and choir singing is a hardcore part of our culture. Why do I have 200 artists? Because we have choir singing culture in Mangalore. That Catholic culture of Mangalore is absolutely responsible for our singing culture. This is what's unique to Mangalore. Let them sing. Let them come on the stage and sing. Their friends will come. People who have never come to the loft will come for the first time. Sometimes you see the bigger picture. In the short term, it might look stupid. But in the long term, nobody can emulate. When you have taken 3 years to build community, you think another hotel can open tomorrow and build community overnight? Not possible. First, they need to find a Sancha. Then they need to have somebody like me who will allow Sancha to work, despite all the losses it might create initially. It takes too many moving parts. And those are competitive advantages in business that you can defend. Because you're not salt is to salt is to salt. You're salt, and Tata Namaste. And there's a big difference. So you can't copy the Avatar just by opening another hotel. The software won't be there. The hardware you can build. You can build a better hotel. Our hotel is not a great hotel. It's not built very lavishly. It's a boutique hotel. But the software, the Imrans, the Sanchas, the Rajeshs, the Vasudevs, they are unique. They have been given the mandate to be unique. Our chef has no rules. If you want to do a private dinner, Italian dinner for 10 people, he can go off menu and make it for you. He has the mandate to do it. Today I don't even decide the food festival. He decides on his own. He said Italian. I said okay. I'm telling you, I've been to Italy. I love Italy. The food in the Avatar last week was better than Italian. Super. Absolutely top. And for me itself, that's good. If nobody else comes, I'm okay. I'll go and eat because I like that kind of food. I like that kind of experience. I saved 1 lakh in traveling to Rome and I ate in my own hotel. That's good enough value for me. So community takes, the objective is that over time, if you want to go forward, you got to take everybody along. And this is a Shanker Vittal ethos from day one. My grandfather used to say this. I haven't heard him because he died the year I was born. But I heard my grandmother talk about it several times. When he said he would do something, he would take everybody along. When Atavat Musul Pudike happened this year, Suresh Babu has been running it for about 30-40 years now. He called me and said, when your grandfather is around, he used to support my initiative. And if my grandfather supported it, we will be supporting it. He did some embarrassing things like putting me on stage and all that. But that apart, we wanted to be a part of the Musul Pudike. When Ruth wrote the story last week, she said that the Musul Pudike is the home of the Atawar, and this hotel is participating in that whole initiative and become. I mean, all these were stories that I didn't intend for Ruth to write this article. She wrote it. It was her observation. We didn't ask her to write this article. It was not placed. She called us. She sent us a list of questions. We gave her the answers. But it came back. No, it helped. No, it put Avatar on the list of 13 coolest neighborhoods in India. How nice for us to feel that we had some role to play in that initiative. That is community building. Community building has outcomes that you don't expect. It's like you do small things for easy victory. Community building is long-term victory. You don't know how far it can go. You just love it. What Vertex is doing here, you have no idea, but this is going to snowball into something massive. And if Gurudat himself might know, he might have an inkling, but he's going to still be surprised of how big it goes. If you keep this quality here going forever and control the quality of the conversation that happens, this room is going to do a lot for this. I can feel it. You need to come into my building. I want this vibe over.
They say that the most expensive thing you can give to someone is your time. I would like to thank you to add value to all of this. So I have one question. What are the 3 life lessons you would give to a young entrepreneur?
I never answer questions like this. I don't ask me a similar question. I said each entrepreneur's journey is very unique. If one entrepreneur thinks he's succeeded, and I don't say I'm a success. I have learned, I have failed, I have succeeded in some aspects. Nothing is absolute. There's no success is never a permanent outcome. Everybody succeeds till they fail, and everybody fails till they succeed. It's an ongoing story. Picture abhi baki hai. Everybody was great and admired, lived on a pedestal. Next year is arrested by the enforcement director for doing something wrong. How did we do Tariq for Mr. Vijay Mallya? He was the king of the world, wasn't he? Bangalore say, how much pride we do. I don't know if it's guilty or not guilty. I'm saying that everything is cyclic. That way some Marwadi themes I learned in Bombay were very interesting. Marwadis say every business you must do for 1,000 days minimum. Because they understand that business are cyclic. Business goes through up cycles and down cycles. If you don't have the patience to do 1,000 days, you might have quit the business just before it was about to become a great business. And when your time came, at that time you quit at the wrong time, absolutely wrong. You suffered all the down cycle, and when the up cycle was about to hit, you quit. But they say if it was 1,000 days, you see ups and downs, then you can decide whether you quit or not. So, I think each person has to go through his own experience and learn lessons for himself. A part of entrepreneurship is that it can't be taught. The concept of teaching entrepreneurship is a farce. Entrepreneurship is a character of a person. Basically comes from guts. It helps to have a background. The one sheet I had is that because of the family business, my great grandfather had been entrepreneur in his time. And nobody else was. Everybody was farming. He was bringing buses from Europe and fitting them coal turbines. So, there were no bridges. They had attached two boats and created pontoon bridges to cross the rivers between here and Udupi. It's a 2-hour journey because we had to do so many river crossings. Why should you do that? But because he did it, I had an advantage starting now. I didn't have to start from zero. If I had gone to Bombay and started this hotel company and it didn't work, I could have quit and come back. I would still have had livelihood over it. Everybody can't take that risk. Somebody else will not be able to take a risk because if he fails, his family fails. And that's a real pressure to have. So you don't expect that one person can give advice. If Ambani's son has a advice that he will need, it will be different from advice that somebody who's a son of auto rickshaw driver wants to start a business. That advice will be different from somebody else who has other options. So I don't think it can be taught, or I don't think there are frameworks and things like that. But one advice I give is that be prepared to put stress on your family. Not just financially, but time-wise. I had hardly any time with my children. I would leave work before they wake up and I'd come back home after this. I didn't see my children for 2 years in Bombay. And be prepared to have sleepless nights. You go to bed crying. Because when you have to feed 1,000 people, it's a different kind of pressure. If you are failing alone, it's okay to handle. But if you are failing with taking 1,000 families with you, 1,000 people means another 5 people in their houses. So it's a lot of pressure to carry on your shoulders. Every decision impacts so many people. When you take risk, you carry all that weight on your shoulder when you take the risk. So it's like trying to play cricket but not have the option to get out. It can happen quite by accident sometimes. So you must have some strength of character to do this. Persistence, very important. So I have a one-on-one of, I take a class for SPJ for new entrepreneurs who join this program called Start Your Business. And I have an entrepreneurs one-on-one presentation where I prepare them for what's going to happen to them during their journey. And I ask them at the end of the class, are you sure you want to get on this journey or not? And there are people who say that this is too scary for me to proceed. I'll send you the presentation also on my LinkedIn page. I've uploaded it. It's called, I think it's called Entrepreneurship 101. It's very simple, no jargon, no fundas, just points written in plain English. Asking questions, not telling you, but asking you. Are you ready for this? Are you prepared for this? Do you have this quality? If you get through that presentation and have most of those qualities, there's a good chance that you will, at least, you can't succeed. 99 out of 100 fail, right? So success is a absolutely rare commodity in the startup. People don't realize that every startup succeeds. 99 fail. You won't get past their third year. So if you need that and think you have those qualities, you should give it a attempt. Because if it works, it's like winning the lottery. And the chance of succeeding at business, even at 1 in 100, is much better than your chance of winning the lottery. So it's well worth the effort. And you may not reach the stars, but if you reach the treetops, that's still not bad.
So, with this, I think it's a wrap. I thank you very much, sir, for sharing.
Thank you, Vertex. Thank you so much for finding me and giving me this opportunity. I feel like very connected with this group, and I have a lot of hope for this group. I'm really, very hopeful for what can happen. Used correctly with the right guidance, right inputs. I mean, I can imagine people flying down from Bombay or even a London to address this group. If we can get this like a TED Talk kind of quality to this whole place, I think it's a good route, and we can make a huge difference to Mangalore. Single-handedly, Guru, you can make a big difference.
Thank you very much, sir.